Welcome to Fireside Chat with the Johnstons. I'm Justin. Testing my microphone. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, hello. I'm talking to you though, and you're not listening to me. What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's up, homies? Life is short. You gotta be happy. Ladies, how do you get your husband to do stuff? You do it first. No, don't open a gym. It won't make any money. It's not worth it. You're gonna work a million hours. It's gonna go under. Welcome to Fireside Chat with the Johnstons.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Danielle. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up today.
Yeah.
Thank you, son.
All right, guys. Well, if you have never joined us yet for an episode of Fireside Chat with the Johnstons, this is the real deal, right in our house.
Yes.
We don't have a fire anymore.
Yeah, but we have a staged plant, but it is real. That's a genuine plant back there.
So in about 2 episodes, you're going to see this thing dead.
If Danielle takes care of it, it will be dead. It'll be a brown plant. But
Yes, you'll find out who does the work around here.
yeah, I water plants, so.
I kill plants. It's not really my fault. Have you ever seen the meme that says it's their fault they can't thrive? Overcome adversity.
Oh. So at Fireside Chat, it's at night, so we usually have a little beverage. So Danielle, what are you drinking tonight?
I have Malibu and Diet Coke, and
Yes.
apparently we're using the nice cups for you.
Okay, and today, of course, twisted tea, but today's peach flavored because I wanted to get this new Bomb Pop one. I guess they have like a Bomb Pop, and so I wanted to try it out. It's a little too sugary for me, so I need to go back to the teas, the regular tea.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
you liked it.
It was okay. It's just, oh man, too much sugar.
So Fireside Chat with the Johnstons brought to you by Beverages.
Yes,
There you go.
the good stuff.
Yeah. So we start Fireside Chat with good news every week. Give me a little bit of good news.
Well, we had one big good news is our foreign exchange student from Italy just showed up 2 days ago. So we are really happy about that. I don't know. It's one of those things where you take things for granted until somebody new comes here. It was like their dream, and they come here and check stuff out, and then they're just like amazed about everything. So really is like a little perspective every year for the last 3 years. Big perspective for us. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's been fun so far. I've never gotten to do this. I've always been working. So Justin has always taken her around, or our students around, to like get their class schedule and pictures and stuff like that. He actually did that in church on Sunday morning, but it wasn't twisted tea.
Yeah. Thank you for telling people that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't twisted tea. No, it was an Alani.
Justin
Okay,
doesn't
don't judge me, but sometimes I get a little tired at church with a long sermon, so I need a little Alani to wake me up.
Hopefully our pastor never watches this.
Yeah.
But he was like in the middle of preaching, and I see Justin pull it out, and he's like, "Tsk." And right before it like finished, I grabbed my hoodie and I like threw it over so that he could like very quietly.
Click. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Let's see, for good news for me, I'm excited because our freshman starts school tomorrow. She's our youngest. Our next oldest kind of enlisted today in the Air Force, which will put 3 kids in the military.
Delayed enlistment. Yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody else's problem now. So, and then, lots of good stuff going with school starting. I'm glad.
Oh, and we got to go to the state fair, and I got the coolest thing the other day. The coolest. All right. So,
ladies, if your husband has never wasted money.
So there we were, and I saw something I couldn't live without. So it's fine little, it almost looks like a canteen, like old school canteen for, your water and stuff. But look at this, instant seat.
What could it be?
Instant seat. I don't even know how this thing works, Daniel. Instant seat. Boom, instant seat.
Wow.
Right there, instant seat. So, and then, you don't want it that tall? Well, you just reduce it down a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. You're gonna pull weeds? Boom, right there. You wanna sit outside and watch a game? Boom, right there.
Boom.
They see it, they like it, boom!
You got it.
No rusting. It's all plastic.
Are you gonna post your affiliate link?
I feel like, it's an infomercial. Oh, and by the way, carrying case goes on the top, becomes a seated cushion, and by the way, you can put your little drinks and stuff right there, so you're out there watching the game, and couldn't live without this.
There you go. And the colors matched so well. We showed up at the state fair as they were closing everything down, but it was free to get in, but not a lot of things to look at.
So yeah, good stuff though.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 5 worst pieces of advice we've ever been given, or maybe you've ever been given as a gym owner. We've worked with a lot of gym owners over the last 6 years and Next Gen, and there's some really bad advice people have been given.
So these are in no particular order, and there's a lot of bad advice out there, so don't judge us on which ones we picked. We just picked 5 random ones that we've heard a lot of. So number 1 is you have to be an excellent coach in order to be an excellent owner.
Myth.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many moms have bought gyms and taken them over, or didn't like something that was going on, had no clue really how, other than what they had just learned being in a gym as a mom, and opened up gyms. Like, it happens all the time, and most of the time you think, you'll hear about that happening. You're like, oh, that gym is doomed. Like, it's not going to make it. But we have some of the best gyms out there that were started by a mom. So
I agree. I think that a lot of times they get a bad rap. Like, oh, that mom, she doesn't know anything about cheerleading. She's not going to be able to run a gym. Actually, I totally disagree. I think that a lot of times moms sat back and they watched what wasn't working in the gym that they were at. And they took a lot of good advice simply by sitting around and just sort of listening to what people want.
Yep. It all has to do with just putting that initiative out there and just making it better. Yeah, if you want to make something better, like we live in a great country to do that. Like, in this world right now, like, if you want to take advantage of stuff like that, do it. So
yeah, traits of a good gym owner too are really no different than traits of any other business owner. Like, you have to be very teachable, you have to be humble, you have to be hungry and like wanting to learn, wanting to be better, like good communication, good customer service. It's really no different than when we owned like a restaurant franchise. Yep. It requires all the same skills. Now, definitely. Do I think it's helpful to know about cheerleading? Absolutely. But the same way that, I only knew sideline cheer when we opened our gym and I had to learn the all-star side of it, I think anybody can learn that.
Oh, yeah.
So, and honestly, all-star changes so frequently that like we're all learning in this constant process of learning and relearning anyway. And so I don't think it's impossible to come in from the ground up.
Oh, no. I mean, we have a very big example even as owners within Next Gen.
Shelly.
Yeah, Shelly Shepard. She started off as a mom, and she's got one of the bigger cheer gyms.
She got mad at the owner and left and went. She's like, I'm starting my own gym. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how it happened.
That's not how she had hers, but there's many, many different ways that people take over gyms or buy into gyms or start gyms. And so anyways, she's one of them though, was not in cheer. I don't think she cheered from knowing her history. Yeah. She didn't cheer in high school or do any of that. And then had her daughter in it. So, and that's where she started from there. So,
yeah. So if you're out there and you're a mom and you started a gym and people are kind of giving you trouble about it, like, don't think that means you can't be a great gym owner. I wouldn't let a coach run the cheer side of things and stay out of it entirely. I think it's a big liability. And I think, you have to know what kind of risk you're taking. And so it's good to start learning cheer if you're a single owner with a coach who runs the All-Star program.
Just like any business, constant improvement and just bettering yourself. The smarter you are at things, the better your gym will be. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2.
So that was number 1. Excellent coach does not always equal an excellent owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, perfect your product first before you send it out, before you put it out for the world. Perfect it.
This is my vice.
Yeah.
I really love to have things pretty perfect, and it drives me crazy if I don't see some sense of like I know I can do something better. So this can be really hard, especially for new gym owners or gym owners who are starting to expand or delegate over to their staff. Like, isn't it hard when you know you can do something really well, but now you need to delegate over to your staff?
Yep. I mean, honestly, if you think about this in anything in your life, were you the best when you first started? No, it takes practice, you get better. But the entire time, I mean, even riding a bike, you start off with, I don't know, some people start off with training wheels. Others just have a dad that shoves them down the road, but sometimes you crash, sometimes you burn, but over time you just get better with it. It's the same thing with owning a gym or owning a business in general. You're going to get better. You're going to find out better ways of doing things, and you're going to get more efficient at it. But if you wait and then never ride your bike until you like have thought it all out and everything, like you've got your helmet on and you're totally decked out, while the kid that down the street's already riding his bike for, he's already been riding it for 6 weeks because he didn't wear a helmet. He didn't do all this stuff. I don't know. That's probably not a good example.
No, it'll work just fine. We don't need to edit that part at all.
Yeah, no.
Fine.
Those
anti-helmet wearers?
No. I don't know where I'm going with that. Not an anti-helmet. No, those very vigilant helmet people. They're gonna be all over that one. Yeah.
Like our former HOA.
Oh man. Whose kids are out there riding their bikes with no helmets on? I'm like,
that's ours.
Oh my gosh. What era did you grow up in? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. When I grew up, I used to sit on the front seat holding on to my mom, no seatbelts, and just chilling, with my hand out the window. Was your little sister in one arm and the steering wheel on the other? Not quite that bad, but no, for real. I used to be standing up in the single cab of a truck and hanging out with my mom as she's driving down the road. I remember these things, but I don't know. I survived. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I also think if you're waiting for the point of perfection, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah.
Like we've been in business 13 years, and as much as I want things to go perfectly, do I think we ever have like a showcase and everything goes perfectly? No. To be honest, if things are going perfectly, you're not challenging yourself enough.
Yep.
Like when we host events, you want to have that challenge. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you doing well. And in the beginning, you're going to have limited staff, limited resources, limited money, limited time.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you wait for, your class schedule to be perfect or a marketing post to be perfect, you're going to be waiting a really long time. And especially, I think in a service business, you don't have time for that. You have got to get stuff out and you've got to get it out quickly because you've got a lot to do to make your gym successful.
So we know that there's a lot of perfectionists out there. Danielle's definitely one of those. And it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. And I understand that for a lot of you because why put out a bad product? Well, we're not asking you to put out a bad product. We're just asking you to don't hold back so much that you don't put out a product at all, because sometimes on some of these perfectionists, they will hold back for so long that they'll just bypass the entire event and it'll be like, okay, we'll do it next year. I wasn't ready. We didn't have everything. But what did you miss out on? You missed out on having an opportunity, and you can improve upon an opportunity. But if there is no opportunity and you don't even take it, it's kind of like that thing about, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So Take the shot and work on your shot for next year. We'll do an after action on it and we can make it better next year. But at least we did it. That's the way to go.
Justin's over here talking third person like he's not a perfectionist, but I'm here to tell you that one time that I asked him to, drywall and mud and sand and paint a certain part of the house, and he didn't do it, and he was gone for a weekend, and so I did it.
Oh yeah. I ended up doing the job because it wasn't the best.
Ladies, how do you get your husband to do stuff? You do it first, and you don't do it.
Hey, I'm going to hang this shelf in my office, and I'm just going to do it. And do you use a hammer? This is what she does now. She's getting very skilled at this. Do I use a hammer or a saw, or what do I use? Can you throw me some drill bits? And so I'm like, oh, I'll just do it. I will just do it.
I have a TV to hang later today. I have a TV to hang in my office, and I'm going to need to borrow the wrench. Mm-hmm. Get that thing up there. There you go.
A wrench. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Number three.
Look at competitors to determine your pricing and what you're going to offer.
Well, what else would you do?
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to make some changes in your gym, open a new program, raise your prices, wouldn't you want to look at all of your competitors to see what they're doing? Because you don't want to go too high. Mm-mm. You don't want to be more expensive than your competitors.
Oh, no. I want to come in just under.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're going to come to you because of that extra $1.
Yep. So I'm going to be like a good $15 under, and that's going to bring them all to me.
Myth.
Yes. So what are you missing out on? What are the unknowns that you don't know? What you do know is...
I think all the unknowns are things you don't know.
What are the unknowns you don't know? Yeah, it's kind of a repetitive. What is that called? There's a word for that.
I don't know.
There's a word for it. It's
an oxymoron.
A double oxymoron. That was an oxymoron right there. But
Oxymoron.
what are the things you're not seeing clearly? And the only thing you're seeing right now is the price and the different classes that they offer. The thing you're not seeing is, are they even profitable? Are they using their spouse's money to keep the gym afloat? Are they on that one program? Are they using it as a
loss leader?
A loss leader. That was exactly the word.
Yeah.
Are you using it as a loss leader? Are they using the other programs to make that one do, better or make it cheap so they can get people in on that one? There's a lot of gyms that do that kind of thing, do those types of things. And that is not the way you should be running your business.
I agree with you. I think a lot of people are looking to their competitor to do things. In the last couple of weeks, I've talked to a couple of different gym owners who are looking at adjusting prices or starting birthday parties. And so they're, looking at their competitors. And one of the things I ask them is, tell me about your market. And there is usually a very long pause. Like, you're on Facebook Messenger and you don't see those 3 dots because there is a long pause. And they're like, well, I live in this city. I'm like, okay, what's your average population? Like, what's the population in your city? What's your average median income? How much does it cost to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house? Like, that's a normal family house. Like, what's the minimum wage? And usually they can answer the minimum wage question, but all the others are ones that they feel a little bit overwhelmed by. The thing is, when you're starting to look at pricing, don't look at what your competitor is doing. You have to do the math yourself.
Yep.
Like, are you in an area that the average median income is $100,000? Because that's pretty hard to live on these days as a family of 4 who is going to use disposable income to do youth sports. Like, I don't think that family that makes $100,000 is going to have 3 or 4 kids and all-star over the years. That's going to be really challenging. So you have to look at those things rather than your competitor. You also don't know, is your competitor working 80 hours a week and
burnout?
Yeah. They're not taking a paycheck.
No paycheck.
Life is short. You got to be happy.
You'll find out, but do they have people volunteering to help them?
Yeah.
Do they have parents running the front desk and helping out because they're not, there's a lot of factors that go into that. So having a strategy on making sure that it's profitable and doing it the right way from the beginning will take you, it's a long-term game plan, not a short-term. Short-term, undercut them, try to take as many as you can. And then burn yourself out, not being able to pay your rent and pay everything, borrow money from your spouse. That's the way to burn out real fast.
Yeah.
Long term, strategize, figure out what a good profit margin is and put those prices out. And you know what? Provide a good product. That's all you have to do is provide a good product and you're going to go the long term. So
I recently heard about a gym that paid about $7,000 to have a tumbling coach come in for a day. And they weren't a huge gym either. Guys, when you're seeing that your competitor brought in this amazing choreographer or they got their music completely custom or like they have these, $650 brand new uniforms, don't take it at face value. A lot of times, that owner lost money on the uniforms. Maybe they won because they had this great coach come in and, clean up the routine and do all of this. But that owner didn't take a paycheck as a result of it. Like, there are many different definitions of success in All-Star. And we'll kind of talk at the end, for a second, what I think success should be. Like, who should we be taking advice from? And I'm telling you, it's not the people who are not feeding their family this week because they wanted to pull in a tumbling coach so they could win.
Yep.
It's not those people.
She is wise beyond her years.
All right, number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
You want to say it? You go.
Watch your expenses.
Yep.
Can't spend too much if you are trying to be profitable, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So nothing should be going through your gym as a pass-through. Anytime it touches your hands, it goes through your staff, something like that, you should be somewhat profitable on all of that. Otherwise, you're not running a charity. This is a business, and so it should be run that way. Yep.
So hypothetically, you have a competition fee of $75. Let's say it's a one day for a team. And you have to pay $75. So the parents are going to pay you $75. Here's the problem, though. You take that in a credit card, you're going to lose money. You take it in cash or check, Well, the check, you had to have somebody deposit the check, go to the bank, reconcile the fees. Even every payment that comes in, you probably have an office person, a front desk person who's collecting the fees. That's time that you're paying them for. Your CPA is reconciling it, or your bookkeeper. Like, everything you do at minimum will need an administrative fee to cover the cost of bringing it in. So you can't collect 75 for paying 75. That's just not how things work.
Nope.
So
yeah, that basically that person's working for free.
Right.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, that tumbling kid over there is basically paying for that person to collect those cheer fees.
Yep.
And that doesn't make sense either.
Nope.
So when we talk about expenses, I think there's a difference, because you have expenses, which are going to be things that, like, you don't see a big return on, but maybe you have to have them.
Yeah, like hard costs.
Yeah.
You got to have electricity.
Yep.
Got to have water.
Yep. Yeah. And then you're going to have other expenses that are going to be an investment. And usually the problem is people are cutting, when somebody says, watch your expenses, usually they're cutting the investments, because they can't cut electricity, they can't cut rent.
Nope.
But they can cut the things that they're investing into, even though most of the things they're investing into are giving them a return on that investment.
Yep. So which one's an investment and which one's an actual expense?
Okay, on to number 5. Facebook ads don't work. I have heard this from a lot of business owners over the years. There was actually somebody in town who recently was like, who can help me with my marketing, because Facebook ads don't work? Well, I'm here to tell you Facebook ads have worked for us for the last 13 years. And what did we do? 55 trials in the last 30 days. Some of that is back to school, but I was running a Facebook ad this whole time. So if your Facebook ads aren't working, it's because you have the wrong parameters, the wrong location, the wrong picture, the wrong whatever it is. It's not working because it's not right.
We kind of talked about it before, but constant improvement. Where's your market at? Where are your people that you want? Who's your avatar, and where are they at? So you need to get on their platform, and Facebook still works. It still works really good. So
yeah.
Now, is it working good? Is your avatar like a 16-year-old girl? Probably not on Facebook. But if it's a mom, most of them are on Facebook. So yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, they want to do what's new. I don't want to do the same thing. I've already done it before. I want to advertise on TikTok or whatever. They want the newest thing. But here's the thing. Do what works. Don't worry about what's new. If you did it before and it still works, do it again.
Do what works first, then add to it once you have that down. Once you have that down to a science, then move on to the other platforms and add to it. But perfect one that you know works at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. Don't give bad advice. Don't be that one out there who's giving other gym owners poor advice. And think about it this way. What would you say if somebody came to you and said, I want to dye my hair blonde. I love it. My mom is blonde. Like, they're really emotionally invested into it. Would you tell them, I would never do that? That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
No,
not going to happen.
Do that.
No.
So obviously if somebody's saying they want to open a gym or they want to start a cheer program, like, their heart is in it, they're invested in it. Don't be that person that gives them bad advice or makes them feel like they're making a really bad choice.
On the flip side of that, when you're getting advice from somebody, where do you get your advice from? Do you get it from somebody who failed? From somebody who is negative all the time? I think they have names for those people. So if you're talking to Nancy,
Karen,
people like that, stop. Find people that have been successful. Those are the people that you want to find out how they did it, what they did, and you want to surround yourself by people that see the potential, know what's out there, and know what the potential is in you, and can push you. That's the kind of people you want to get advice from. And honestly, successful people. There are times that you are not going to be successful at things, but you need to be able to be the person that gets back up and keeps going. So you need people that are, positive.
And I think the definition of success can really be all over the place in this industry. And I think sometimes it's off. We're not talking about the people that won worlds, the people that have, 17 locations. We're talking about the people who genuinely love and enjoy owning a gym. The people who are seeing progress, they're taking a paycheck because this is their job. They have a happy staff, they have happy athletes and families, right? Those are the successful gym owners.
They're good on and off the mat.
Yeah.
not
absolutely.
just on the mat.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So guys, hopefully you got some good feedback or good advice out of those top 5 pieces of advice never to take.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us for Fireside Chat with the Johnstons. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Hey guys, make sure that you get registered for the Next Gen one-day business builder event in the Mile High City.
Where's that at? That's in Denver, Colorado,
That's right.
right here. September 26th. Go to ngconferences.com to sign up today.